In this episode, we're welcoming back Dutchman, a Delaware-based rock band bringing a fresh jolt of classic, road-tested rock and roll energy to the modern scene. If you're craving big riffs and hooks that feel like they're blasting out of a 70s muscle car and your current playlist, you're in the right place. We'll talk about their collaboration with Sugarloaf and what's been fueling their recent run of releases that are included on their new album, Springfield 78. So turn it up. Here's our interview with Dutchman.
Get ready for the 3324 podcast, where lifelong friends Dean Legiro and Eric Kuber share their love of all things music and movies. Dean has directed short films and is a music trivia buff, and Eric, trained in audio engineering, brings his extensive knowledge of music and film to the conversation as they discuss, debate, and celebrate their favorite albums, films, and much more.
Welcome, friends, to the 3324 podcast. So glad you could join us on this very special episode. We've got a returning guest interview, which I couldn't be happier that these guys are the returners. If you're new to the podcast, I'll put a link in the show notes to our original conversation with these gentlemen. And if you've been with us, then you know it and you've already heard it. And I'm more than happy and pleased and super excited to welcome back Dutchman, which Dutchman plus one. Last time they were here, it was Connor and Garrett that were here. And to make things so easy with me, they've brought a new member on, also named Connor.
Yes.
So that's, you've presented the challenge, and I am up for it, gentlemen. So welcome, Connor Johnson. Welcome, Garrett. Garrett Grevitt. I'll get it right eventually. And Connor O'Malley, who we're just going to call O'Malley for the purposes of this interview. He's O'Malley.
Yes, sir. Or back.
Welcome aboard, O'Malley. How are you?
Deep cut.
Good to see you guys. So glad you can make time on this snowy Sunday to talk about your new release, Springfield 78, and your collaboration with Dutchman. But first things first, I need a gear update. Because the last time we spoke, Connor and Garrett were in a car and you were driving around. And you ended up in some music shops. And has there been any gear acquisitions since we last spoke?
So let me well, a Rickenbacker 36012 V64 like George Harrison's from A Hard Day's Night.
Okay.
1974 Rickenbacker 4001 bass like Paul McCartney's.
Okay.
A 1968 Gibson SG Standard, a 1973 Martin D28, a 59 reissue Les Paul with a AAA flame maple top. Do we have the Rosewood Tellies then?
We were on,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when do you guys actually have time to record between all the gear acquisitions? Because you got to test them out, you got to try out the guitar, you have to research it and see what you want, right?
Usually there's a place called Atomic Music over in Maryland, and it's a giant warehouse the size of Home Depot full of guitars, deals, and employees who like making deals.
That's the best time. I noticed the Rickenbacker bass because I saw Garrett playing it on one of your performances. So that is the Rickenbacker that you picked up?
That is the one with the horrid aftermarket pickup in the bridge.
Okay.
That is falling out and shall be replaced soon.
Sounds good.
So much like Paul's, the bridge pickup doesn't work much, but we use the neck all the time anyway, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, Rickenbackers have a particular sound, so it sounds like you're leaning into that a little bit.
Yes, sir. It's got flat ones on it, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. And O'Malley, what are you playing?
Oh, man. Well, let's see. With these guys, I've got a 58 reissue Les Paul that I love to death, and I picked up a Vox AC10 amp that I've been using for a little while, but most recently I've actually been playing Connor's guitars. The
movie used two of our guitars. One was for us in our scene, was the Rosewood Telecaster, and then the other they used I think it's a 64 reissue SG for the actor who played Bob Weber. Which is in the background here, but this is audio, so you'll have to believe.
And for your fans, I guess they don't know about the movie.
No, we're definitely gonna get to, but we needed to talk about gear first because that's what we talked about the last time. It was kind of like I'm not sure if people become musicians because they started collecting guitars, or become a musician and then start collecting guitars? Is it one way or the other, or does one feed the other? It's just like once you start playing music, the quest is on for more.
I don't know. I know a few people who only have two guitars who are real big players, and they're just happy and content. I want one of everything though.
Okay.
So I think we're up to about 38 to 42 guitars in
Wow.
in our little warehouse collection. I think, but two basses, right? We only have two basses.
Two basses worthy of gigging with.
Yeah, we have a
Okay. Two gig worthy?
1970. We have two. We have two. We have a 1976 Fender Precision bass that my dad bought new in '76.
Wow.
And then we have the Rickenbacker.
All right. Let me know when you're ready for a Dan Electro convertible from 1965 or 66.
I'm ready now.
Okay. I also have a Silvertone amp in case.
Oh, yeah.
I had one of those when we talked last time, but I have since sold it.
What?
Yeah, it was a. Did I trade it for a Telecaster or did I sell it? I think I traded it for a Butterscotch 52 made in Japan Telecaster.
Fair enough. That's a worthy trade.
It was the best Strat we ever had, though, the Dan Electro. That's what I always said. It was the best Strat you could ever buy because it sounded just like a really good Strat.
Yeah, I'm a big Dan Electro fan, so I got.
Does your amp work?
Yeah, the amp works.
Good for you.
Mine
hummed very loudly.
Yeah, I paid up. I overpaid for it, and I went and picked it up at an estate sale, and then I took it home and plugged it in, and all the tubes lit, and I'm like, oh, I think we got a winner.
Wow, there you go.
And it worked. So cool. Anyway, join us next year for Gear Talk when we catch up with Dutchman to find out what they've bought in the past year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it could be an ongoing series.
And a Fender Rhodes and a Lowry organ from Boston.
There you go.
Yeah.
Upgrades. How do you think? Let's before we even get to this, since we're on this track, is your pursuit of instruments in service of new sounds?
Some are bucket list instruments.
Okay.
Some are utility.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a newer Martin D18, I think it is, and that one's my road Martin. I don't take the 73 D28 out much. I'll bring it for TV or depending on the gig and the circumstances in which we find ourselves. So if it's like a nice theater per se, and we have an area to keep everything away from the main crowd, then I'll bring the older stuff. But mostly we have a separate set of guitars. Like there's a set of guitars right now at our warehouse up north. So if we just roll in, we have something to use.
Sure.
It's like our B rig.
Okay.
The 68 SG I bought because Bob Weber from Sugarloaf had one.
There you go.
Yeah. And it sounded great.
Without naming names, and any guitars that you bought because they were bucket list, but just not good for record, like not getting the job done for what you're doing, and all of you guys can answer that as well. Everybody take a crack at that.
Every Rickenbacker I've owned except for the 12 string and the bass.
Okay. I've not cut the mustard for you.
No, the 325, like John Lennon's, is little, and it's good rhythm guitar, but it's very stiff, and you have to play with like 13s on it. Okay. And the same with the 660, like the Tom Petty guitar, maybe 620. I'm not sure what that model is, but that one is very, very stiff. They don't resonate well. The basses do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sustain isn't there. You can't do the Les Paul thing on them.
Yeah. Garrett, any ones that were not as advertised for you where you thought, I gotta have it, and then when you got it, it's like I got it, but I could leave it.
I was gonna say the Firebird just because it's awkward, but just not my cup of tea.
Okay.
As much as a Page fan as I am, maybe it was just a setup. I'm not sure, but we had a Dragon Telly. It really wasn't cracked up to be what I wanted it to be. You know what I mean? But other than that, though, I think everything can serve some kind of purpose to something.
All right.
O'Malley,
anything not as advertised for you? You got it, and it's like I got it, and it's like, nah, okay.
I'm not sure if it was as much bucket list, but I mean, Connor can tell you how long I wanted a Telecaster. I mean, he's got pictures of us as teenagers that could play center with those things in it. I could just never find one that was quite right until I found one used at a guitar convention called VZ Custom, made by one guy, Bud VZ, down in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And I mean, the thing is just put together with grade A materials, and kind of same deal with Strats. I've owned many a Strat, and so many of them just didn't do what I wanted. And you look for something, you think you're looking for one type of thing. Like I thought I was going to be looking for a vintage spec custom shop, Fender American, whatever. And what ended up falling into my lap was this shell pink American Professional, brand new thing that plays like a dream. So it's, to me, you never know. You can have an idea of what you want, but until something falls in your lap and you pick it up and you're like, I can't leave this here, you just don't know.
Yeah. So you guys think that the right instrument finds its owner and not vice versa?
I think it's a little of both.
Yeah, a little of both. Sometimes you got to go hunting. Sometimes you got to go on guitar safari.
Sometimes you give it to you through the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
That's no joke either.
I have a 1952 Gibson LG2 that I bought for $300 from the original owner's brother, and he had sat on it and broke the neck. And he was also a left-handed player, so the thing had been converted to left-handed and then right back to right-handed. So it has a left-handed pick guard on it that's like cellulose. And all the wear on the fretboard, like dug into the fretboard, is all left-handed wear.
Yeah, so it's upside down.
But it sounds great. There's only $300. So, vintage Gibson with Brazilian rosewood fretboard for $300.
Yeah, we were just jamming out with it.
Yeah,
nice.
I glued it back together with JB Weld.
All right, and you know what? Now you're part-time luthiers now too, as well, right? When you get something that's
I'm Mr. Fix It.
We've been doing that since we were teenagers, man.
Yeah, we've been putting together Stratocasters since before it was cool.
Yeah, now you could go on eBay or Amazon and buy a kit, and they'll send it to you, and you just screw it all together, and you have a guitar to varying degrees of quality, but you get to have the experience. So, all right, let's dive in. So, well, let me ask. First of all, we've got you've added O'Malley to the fold. So, is Dutchman now a 5-piece?
This was a 4-piece.
So Franco is kind of in it. He was in and out, right?
What's that?
Sorry.
Franco was kind of in and out.
Yeah, Franco had left before our last interview, but he was but he was still doing studio work with us.
Got it.
So he is on Papa Franck that is named after him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is on that, and he is on the whole album.
Yes.
So that's all the work that we had done with him leading up to now.
Got it.
O'Malley has taken and filled these shoes. I've taken over piano duty for depending on the song, and then Connor takes over my solos. Yeah, we just adapt. Survive and adapt.
Yeah. You know what group that reminds me of?
What's that?
The Band.
Oh,
nice.
The band was able.
Good company, boys.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the band was able to do that. They were, Rick Danko could play the bass, but then he'd play the fiddle, or if he needed to, go on a guitar. Levon Helm played drums, but he could play mandolin if needed. And do you guys think that kind of also opens up other possibilities, that anybody can almost literally just grab an instrument and you guys can swap out?
It's very nice to know.
Yeah. Fez is kind of anchored to the drums.
Yes.
He is very happy in his corner. All three of us have played bass on the record.
Yeah.
And and guitar. I'm really the only piano player here now that Franco's not here. I played actually most of the piano on most of our records, and then Franco covered my parts live. Franco, like on See You Again, Franco played all the B3 organ, and I played all the piano parts. On Going Nowhere, I think I did the B3 and the piano. And, vice versa. It just really depends on the track.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get into it. So the album is Springfield 78.
Yeah, sure.
Which is, named, well, you have Springfield 78 and you also have Springfield 79 now. So
yes, sir.
Nice and confusing.
Or sequels, right? You could just think, if you want to think of it that way. But it layered in here, we just talked about your latest single, Papa Frank, and your collaboration with Sugarloaf. So let's kind of go there first, because there's a documentary that's coming out, or right has that
Biopic, like the Queen
oh, the
movie, and it
biopic.
has it has not
Oh,
come
okay,
out yet. It is in post production right
got it.
now. Hopefully headed towards Sundance Film Festival is where the sights are set right now.
Okay, so how were you guys how did you guys get involved? Did they reach out to you, or how did they first of all, if they reached out to you, how did they find you?
It was I have no idea how they found us, to be
Okay.
completely honest with you. I was sitting on my couch on one cold April night with my brother-in-law and my wife watching television, and my phone buzzed and it said Sugarloaf band liked your post, and I was like, well, there's no way that's actually their page.
Yeah.
So I went digging into it, and I'm like, no, it looks like their page. So I sent them an email, and they're basically who runs their whole thing with Instagram, social media, and is also the executive producer of the movie. Stacey Raymond is the daughter-in-law of the original bassist Bob Raymond.
Mm-hmm.
She messaged back. I just said, thank you so much for liking our pictures. We're huge fans of the band and all that. And it just kind of snowballed into a Zoom meeting that then snowballed into a movie cameo that then snowballed into you should talk to Bob Weber, that then snowballed into, well, I'm working on a song, that then snowballed into Papa Frank.
Wow.
Yeah.
So kind of so it seems like almost like a mutual admiration. They liked a post, but then you took it the next step and reached out to them and said, "Hey, thanks for that."
Yeah, I remember that moment. I remember that moment so clearly because I thought, well, there's no way this is just cool moment. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell Garrett about this tomorrow when he comes into the studio. And it she said, oh, hey, we should get together on Zoom and talk details. She had actually originally offered us the part of Stevie Ray Vaughan's band. What was his band?
Right.
Double
What was
Trouble.
his
Right. Blackbird.
Blackbird.
Yeah, she had originally offered us two options. Either we can be Dutchman as a cameo, or we could be Blackbird, Stevie Ray Vaughan's backing band.
Huh.
Before Double Trouble.
Yeah, before Double.
That's why I was like, Double Trouble.
Yeah.
The first one that came to my mind. So
Exactly.
you guys chose the cameo.
Because they used to open up for Sugarloaf, so
Yeah,
they're filling that into the movie.
yeah. That was a decision process for a week because that was give or take either way. It was good, but I figured in the long term, when looking back, we would much rather have played ourselves.
Sure.
And plus, it's easier just to be me. Hell, I'm me every day.
Yeah.
Less research. You don't have to try and go find archival footage of Stevie Ray Vaughan and hopefully they have something that old so you can
No, all I had to do was watch Fez pick his nose in this case.
Wow. So they ask you. They're like, okay, we're doing this biopic about Sugarloaf. They like one of your posts. You reach out to them and they're like, hey, you guys want to be in the movie? I mean, that sounds like a straight out of Hollywood.
Yeah,
it was born moment.
It was pretty much like that. They had mentioned that they liked our music. In Your Heart, Stacy loves In Your Heart.
Uh-huh.
And they had mentioned that they had liked our music and our sound and our look, all the 70s clothes. And they had just mentioned, hey, this is what we're doing. And I think just what passingly, I mean, well, if you got any parts in the movie, and she said, I will get right back to you. And after the meeting, she sent us a whole layout of what she would want from us one way or the other.
Yeah, I believe so.
So that was, it was already a hell of a year before that because we had already played on WBOC CBS on Delmarva Life. And then we had just started the radio residency at that point 2 months before that, which ran until September last year. I'm still getting used to it this year. So it was already unbelievable, but we ended up saying yes and staying in contact, and we actually started working on Papa Frank that week.
Yeah,
because I had the idea probably the day of the interview, before the interview, the day before, and I just the riff on the piano that's on the intro. And I said, "Oh, that sounds like Steely Dan or like Sugarloaf, doesn't it?" So originally it was called Dealey Stan. And then fried onions, like green onions.
Yep.
Booker T. Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Booker
Booker T and
T.
the MGs. Yep.
Yeah.
But she had floated the idea either in the meeting or on a phone call about, "Oh, let me talk to Bob and see if he's interested just getting in contact." And I just kind of threw out there, not thinking much about it. "Oh, you should, we'd love to do a song with him." You know what I mean? Just to throw it out there. And she said, "Oh, that would be great. Let me ask him and see what he says." And it was, either my Rickenbacker or my Les Paul in like 1,000 pieces on my desk like a week later. It was like 9, 10 at night our time. And I hear my phone ringing, and it's like that scene from Wolf of Wall Street, Rob Reiner. And he's like, "Who's got the frickin' gall to call this house after 10:30?"
Who's calling this late?
And then I looked and saw who it was. I said, "Hello." And she said, I know it's late your time, because it's what, 3 hours, 3
Yeah.
hours back for Colorado." She goes, "I know it's late, but I figured you'd want to know. I talked to Bob Weber. Here's his number." Texted it over to me during the phone call. He'd be interested in doing a song with you. Seeing how it goes, maybe for the movie. And I was like, "Thank you very much, Stacy. I'll talk to you tomorrow."
At what point did reality become surreal? Like one day they a post on social media is liked, to then all of a sudden contacting the people, doing a cameo in the film, and then getting to work with someone from Sugarloaf. I mean, how quickly did things get that surreal?
I think we're still figuring that one out.
Yeah. Bob is so cool. Bob is so cool and so humble and so nice to answer any dorky question that I ask him. Like about his rig and his guitars and what he uses on whatever. So like the green-eyed lady lick that's in Papa Franck.
Yep.
He was like, "I'm gonna do that." And I was like, "Bob, do whatever you," because he asked me what we wanted. I had sent him the track. We had 2 songs we were gonna give him. The other one never got finished. It's still in the archival pile. But then I sent him Papa Frog. He says, "I love the track. Great B3 sound." My guitar was not on the version that he had. My guitar had only originally been done for Franco's reference points of where to come in, where to go out, and something to play off of. And I said, "Bob, I do not dare tell you what to play."
Yeah, he was being so polite. He just kept asking, "What kind of direction are you looking for? What are you?"
Yeah.
We were like, "No, Bob, you don't understand."
That was pretty surreal.
Yeah.
Or Bob telling us how much he likes our music. He likes On the Run, I think he said.
Yeah.
And he likes our diversity in sound.
So you guys did. So where is Bob located? He's out on the West Coast.
He's in Colorado.
He's in Colorado.
He's still in Colorado.
So you guys basically worked up the track, sent it over to him. He put his stuff on it, and then it came back to you.
Yeah, the original idea was to try. We had a cabin rented when we were in Colorado for 10 days to also record an EP, which got recorded and is waiting to be released. And so the original plan was we worked the basic track up in about 3 hours. Basically, what you hear was done. What you hear was done in an entire day, but basically all of it was done in 3 hours. My guitar parts, Franco, the drums, everything included. And sorry, I was trailing a bit. The original idea was to take it to him, either to his studio out there, which he runs and does tape restoration and other artists at, and or have him come out to our remote cabin and record with us. Our schedules, unfortunately, did not line up between us shooting for the movie and our recording schedule while we were out there. So yeah, he got it, sent it back probably while we were still out there, and then we first heard it when we got home.
Okay, wow. And so then, were there any changes made after Bob? Were there any changes made to your main recording that after Bob laid it on? Like, was there anything you needed? Well, we need to adjust this because of where Bob went with it.
No, not necessarily.
Did he just lay right in there?
Not necessarily in that sense. He did lay in the track well. Where it became, was it about 4 minutes long? It used to be about 2.5, maybe a little less, a little more. But I wanted to know what it would sound like if my guitar parts were going back and forth with Bob's, and mine were only demos. I just rigged up that Rosewood Telly into a Fender Twin, very haphazardly, just so Franco could have a sound, but it sounded good. So I was curious. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I had a guitar battle with Bob Weber? So I overdubbed and stitched them through. So we ended up having to expand the track about 30 seconds to a minute to accommodate both mine and Bob's parts. Originally it was Franco, Bob.
Yeah.
And then it got switched around to, I think it's Franco, Bob, me, Franco.
Yeah. I think that, I think it enhances the track because there's definitely two guitar, whenever there's two different guitar sounds and styles, I think it's just another layer. I think it just kind of really just kind of broadens the canvas of the song, so because you're getting Bob's guitar sound, you're getting that classic Sugarloaf sound, and then there's another voice heard, almost like a second vocalist, someone else comes in with some different thoughts on another instrument, and I think it really just helps enhance it and really just kind of puts that little cherry on top.
What's really impressive about that is how well our guitar parts weave together. Like I said, I didn't hear his when I did mine because mine were never supposed to be heard.
Yep.
And I didn't want him to play with, because anytime any musician, and this goes for all of us guitar players, if you hear something once and then have to play over the same thing, it's going to at least pull you in a direction. So I wanted no me in anything. Not that he needs me to do anything, just to be clear, he's a living legend. But I didn't want to influence him subconsciously in any way by hearing my track, so I just sent him it blank without any guitar on it. So the fact that they weave together well, which me and him have talked about, he's like, well, they got the same soul, so that's probably why they work so well.
There you go.
Yeah. And we couldn't have been more happy and honored with his part. I mean, we finally sat back in the studio with all the speakers on, and like, all right, let's hear this. We sat back and we were just like, man, it's like a jazz, it's like fusion.
It is Bob Weber. There is no mistake of who that is playing.
It sounds like Bob Weber.
Funky,
yeah,
man.
I think, Connor, when you asked me what I thought of it, I said it swings and it grooves at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
Was what I texted back to you when you said check it out. I'm like, yeah, it's got a groove to it, but it swings. It's really got, it's got some motion to it.
The name came from that ripping B3 that comes in right before the end. That's what got it named Papa Frank, because he did that, and we all went, oh, are we allowed to cuss on here?
Yeah, of course.
We went, fuck. So Franco's Instagram name is Papa Frank.
Uh-huh.
We always thought that was funny, so I was like, Frank, I'm going to call it Papa Frank, and he started laughing on the way out of the stage. He goes, oh, no, you're not. And then he saw it on Spotify a month ago, and he's like, "Oh my God, you really did it!
You really did it! It's done." O'Malley, were you involved? Were you with Dutchman during the filming of the biopic?
Nope.
So you came in after that. So
kind of alongside it. So I was more of a hired gun for like live stuff. So for the TV stuff, and then for a bunch of just gigs, Connor would basically call me up and say, "Hey, be at my house on this date at this time. We're gonna go play this place, learn these songs." And I'd say, "All right," and then I'd show up and then I'd play.
I think it's yes, boss.
Yes, boss. Yeah, it's always yes, boss.
Or yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's it been like integrating into the group now?
Well, the thing is, I've known Connor since I was
15 years now.
Yeah. I don't know if it's that close. Middle school. We've known each other since middle school, and we were in a band together prior to Dutchman, and then he left me and came down to Delaware, and I was left all by my lonesome. But no, it was every so often he'd call me up and say, "Hey, we're playing this gig. Do you want to play with us?" And I would say, "Absolutely," because I mean, it's fun. And it just became more and more frequent.
Yeah.
And
then Franco left.
Yeah, and with that, I started to fill in for Franco's parts and kind of just try to fill out the sound a little bit more. And then Connor said, "Do you want to jump in full time?"
Yeah, we had a few auditions, and I had called him. Not that I had overlooked him, but yeah, he's a busy guy. He's got a life over the border, over there in New Jersey,
down yonder.
Up yonder,
that bridge.
So I didn't. He wasn't necessarily my first thought, but always my first pick.
Yeah.
So he just ended up being here. And I was like, well, you already know our 3-hour set list. Why do you just want the job? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And it
Thought
could
you
have been
never asked.
better. It couldn't have been better because he was my number 2 wing guy and wingman wing guy.
Wing guy.
He's my
Wing guy.
He was my number 2 wingman. I guess number 1 wingman, number 2 guy.
You're number 1, number 2.
Yeah. We are married. He was my go-to guy in the other band, so it just made sense. And so then Garrett and him had to fight over my affection when he got here.
It's no
But-
fight.
Yeah.
I know what guitars I'm getting.
But really, it was
first
easy. It was just easy because we already know each other and have worked together for
Yeah.
6 years prior. So he just slid in like butter.
Nice.
I mean, I was hanging out with you. It's real early, so I mean, we met practically when you
Yeah.
came in, right?
Just
about.
at least a year.
Yeah,
Compared to you.
he's
That was
playing in the
fun.
studio with us too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on In Your Heart. He's all the slide guitar in Your Heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got some recording credit also for Dutchman as well as being the hired gun that comes out to the shows.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting on more stuff.
Awesome. Garrett, how long was the shoot for Sugarloaf? How long were you out there?
What's that now?
How long were you out there in Colorado for the movie?
We were out in Colorado for
10 days.
at least 10 days because that's how long.
And 14 days, probably a little, maybe somewhere in there.
In and thereabouts, yeah. But we were on set filming the solid 12 hours. It was great.
Yeah,
it
was June 18th we were supposed to do our cameo and it didn't take 12 hours for our moment. But it took 12 hours to get to our moment, which was more than fine with us because we got to be flies on the wall and also be extras in and around other scenes they were shooting that day, which was neat.
Wow. And did they give you the full experience, craft services, lunch?
Oh, yeah. We walked in. We had our 70s clothes. We had talked to Stacy, and she had mentioned she'd liked our clothes off the On the Run photo shoot.
We didn't wear them on the way in.
No, we were wearing shorts and a T-shirt, and my hair's like that, and I got my hat and our suit in a plastic thing behind me, and all yours. Dutchman's here, and everybody in the theater, probably 100, 200 people went.
It
stopped and looked,
turned around,
and then all.
Wow,
it was a very warm
that must have
welcome.
been nice to kind of
Very warm welcome.
Yeah, be welcomed in because movie sets can be crazy. Everyone's doing something. People are running around, and
it was a great time. Everybody was in a great mood. It was a really good time.
We were like fish out of water though for the first 10 minutes because we're very polite young men where it's not our place to do or say or go anywhere we're not supposed to go. So there's a VIP area only for actors, and we're like, Stacy, yeah, we allowed to go in there?
Of course. We were like,
I don't see why not. Oh, okay.
There you go. You guys with a V in the VIPs. Very important.
Yeah, she's like, you can go wherever you want. I was like, Stacy, can I stay barefoot? I'm usually barefoot at all of our shows. She goes, if that's what your characters is, and I'm like, yes, that is what I do.
We felt like the eye.
Yeah.
Okay. The importance.
It was awesome.
Awesome. That's fantastic. That will probably be hopefully memories that stay with you.
Oh, I'll tell my dog one day.
My cat already knows.
All right, let's get into the album now.
Yes, sir.
So there's when I spoke to you guys last year, a lot of these singles. A lot of these singles I had heard, I was familiar with, but then there's some new material on here as well. What do you feel the difference is between the stuff that you had already had and then the newer stuff? Because you're kind of putting both on an album. For you, do you look at those songs differently, the older ones versus the newer stuff? Because there's definitely there is a difference.
They were all now. This may, depending on the tracks and that you have in your point of view of this, it may shatter it. So like, See You Again was recorded in September 2022. So a year and a half before, say, what, Mazzetti Western. Mazzetti Western's the newest. That was written and recorded alongside Papa Frank.
Okay, that's where I was. I was actually heading towards Mazzetti Western.
Yeah, I was going to say, so to see you
Reprise.
again. Yeah, so okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Mazzetti Western's newer. That actually took the place. Our live track, What She Never Wrote, there's a studio version we were going to use, but we opted to swap it around.
Okay.
But See You Again was recorded in 2022. What else is a new one?
The Reprise.
The Reprise came along with Mazzetti Western.
Yeah,
go ahead,
Derek. Sorry.
That was really it. I mean, that was a great amount of work too, and sitting down to mix that was just pleasant.
Yeah,
compared to everything else, you know what I mean? Like electric guitars, and we were sitting back.
Well, yeah, that's what kind of took me by surprise was the Mazzetti Western Reprise or Reprise. I used to say reprise, and then someone said it's reprise.
We had that. It's both. We had that. We had that debate and Google search.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like 3:00. Unrelated.
Yeah.
You guys say reprise. I'll say reprise, and this way we'll just confuse everybody that's listening. I think that's just the best way to go.
Exactly.
So the way that's supposed to work, there's going to be vinyl releases of it. And so Mazzetti Western is the last song on the A side of the album, and Mazzetti Western Reprise is the first song on the B side. Like Hotel California.
Got it. Yep. Was that Sad Cafe?
No, it's Wasted Time and Wasted Time Reprise.
Yeah, Wasted Time ends and then comes back. Yep.
So you get Fez's big moment in Mazzetti Western, and then you calm down. And then you calm down on the flip side.
So let's talk about the reprise then, because for me, from all the stuff I've listened to for you guys, that is something very different. You know, and that as an ELO fan, that kind of hits me, you know, that hit me a little differently because I'm like, okay, they're kind of going there. And it sounds like there's a little harp at the very end, like a little harp plucked string type thing at the very end, which kind of gets into almost moody blues-ish, progressive-ish, symphonic rock. So what made you decide to kind of take that song down that road?
That is an interesting story that has many twists and turns.
Cool. We're here for it.
So we got to actually start with thanking our buddy Copeland. Not to be confused with Recall the Moment podcast, Josh Copeland, different Copeland. Our friend Ethan Copeland had actually started working on string arrangements with me for the album. And I had asked him to just do a score for the original, just Mazzetti Western. And he had done something that I heard that I'd really liked. I said, it would be really cool if he did a reprise so we could just hear it as strings. So he had started working on it. And unfortunately for us, but fortunately for him in this situation, his wife got pregnant and he had a child. So he was not able to finish it. So then comes in our friend Mitch Wiseman, who then swooped in, took my melody, chords, and structure, and a couple extra things that I hummed, and a couple extra things that he just, this would be cool here, wouldn't it? And then picked out the right, I think it's like 24-piece orchestra, 16-piece orchestra.
16. That's what Ross was saying.
Yeah, okay, that's what our engineer said yesterday, so I'm going to go with that. 16-piece orchestra. And just took what I had, what I hummed, what he thought would be cool little bits to add, and sent us back that score and the finished, and then it was all mixed and mastered over at Mid-South Audio.
Does that, working on something like that with the layers and it's about the arrangement, right? That's when songs become about arranging. Is this heralding a new direction, or is it something that you're going to put in your toolkit and bring out when needed?
I would say it's in the toolkit. Not available right now. They're pulled for remasters, but on volume 1 and not so much 1, but volume 2, it's very orchestral.
Mm-hmm.
If you had dug last year, you would have heard it because it would have still been on Spotify. But that has a very big bombastic orchestral Abbey Road-ish kind of ending to it. Mm-hmm. So we kind of touched base on it before, but we had never had a fully orchestral track before. I'd say just in the toolkit.
Okay. And you mentioned Mitch Wiseman.
Yes.
He played sax on Springfield 79?
Yes, he also on 78. He played on
78,
the
sorry.
ending. Yes, he played the saxophone as a hired gun on the ending of 78.
78, my mistake.
Yeah.
That I mentioned the band earlier. His performance on that reminds me of something that Garth Hudson would have done.
Yeah, Garth.
Because there's that touch of like melancholy that comes in,
It makes no difference.
and I wasn't ready for it. You know, it's kind of like I'm kind of listening to the song, and it's kind of building to a crescendo with some different guitar work, and then the piano comes in, and then the sax comes in. And honestly, I'm going to gush a little. It kind of brought the song to a whole other level. Like, again, there's like that, there's something different going on here, and just the way his saxophone just kind of is pulling out a certain emotion that really, I think, is just kind of really elevates like the whole, the piece as a whole.
We had started doing the main track and all the beginning to end of the radio edit. So if you take the piano section off and it just ends on that last E chord, that was being recorded, and me and Franco wanted to do the organ and the piano. So something that he played, which was not what ended up at the end, the ba ba bum 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 ba da da dum part. He had played something else, and I had heard that in there somewhere. So I had hummed it back to him, and he came up with that. And I said, "Oh, wouldn't that be cool in the ending, like Layla?" Yeah. And the saxophone hadn't been conceived yet as an idea, but wouldn't that be cool in the ending? So all 78 had been done, along with the vocals probably at that point. And then we had came in later, and it was recorded on a totally different take, thing around Christmas 2023. And that's around the time that Franco had talked about leaving. So we had talked about Mitch about maybe filling in for Franco on piano, because he also plays piano. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I play saxophone. You want me to bring my saxophone over for the audition?" And I was like, "Sure." And that was his audition day.
Wow.
He did not end up we didn't end up working out him to replace Franco, as we see here with Other Connor.
Yes.
But it ended up, working out for the best in the end, for him working as a studio guy with us.
Yeah.
The saxophone part, I had given him, humming him a few ideas, and then, same thing, he contributed on that. And it is what it is today. The soul and feeling on the performance is all him, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It absolutely, I love when I'm listening to something and I hear something I'm not ready for or expecting, because the way the song is going, it's kind of like, okay, this is going to be guitar heavy.
I've listened to music for years. I need something different.
Yeah.
Well, it not that it gets boring or anything like that, but it's, you get in a groove with the song too. But then when something comes out of left field that you weren't expecting, it just really kind of it just kind of brings it to another level. And I remember when I was listening to it, and that came on, it just kind of hit me like it was, sometimes you got to be, when you're in the right frame to receive certain things, it hits a certain way. And when that sax came in, it just like hit. I'm like, oh my God. Okay.
The whole album as a whole was, what's the best way to put this? Designed to be the way it ended up, as in Springfield 79 to open it like a movie. Like, we wanted to go up and down and then have an ending. So the whole idea with the saxophone and the piano being the end, it's like the credit scene. It's the end. It's now going away.
You literally teed up my next question for me.
Good.
Because when Eric and I do episodes and we talk about albums, this is my opportunity to get it from the horse's mouth. We talk a lot about, or we question, track listings and track orders. Like, with this song, this seems out of place. It seems like it would have been better at the end. From the horse's mouth, how important is track listing and order? For this album? How much was it considered? Were there alternate track orders that you fooled around with before you landed on this one?
Let me get my affidavit, Dean.
Okay.
Yeah, so originally we wanted to have a more Abbey Road melody towards the end. So originally Papa Franck was supposed to be bumped up straight to Springfield 78. It was supposed to be the last note with a vibra slap. There's a take somewhere that exists in our archive with a vibra slap on the end of it. So originally it was supposed to be Mazzetti Western, the drum solo, and then it hit a vibra slap there and it went right into the Papa Frank riff.
Mm-hmm.
Then went all through and then had another trumpet part from Mazzetti Western just at the end as a wink of Papa Frank, and then into Springfield 78.
So
that was originally how it was going to be. And then I don't know what it was. There was a decision. I remember making the decision, well, if we're going to do this, then we're not going to do that type deal. I think it had something to do with Papa Frank and the soundtrack situation. It was to decide to add it in as a feature track instead of cutting it into one big track. Because it was supposed to originally just be in like a 6-minute track with Mazzetti Western glued to it. And then when, everything went through with Bob in the movie, we decided to piece it and pull it apart. And then I wrote the last verse of Mazzetti Western. So I could probably, if you ever do an album review, I could probably send you the different version lists I have of how.
Oh yeah, of course.
Originally, it was supposed to be 8 songs too.
That you're teeing up my next question.
Yeah, or 12, because we could have essentially separated the end of 78 as 2 different. Like, it would have still flowed like the album does. It would have just picked up the next track and moved forward. But we ended up keeping it glued because then that would force the radio stations to play the whole 6.5 fucking minutes.
There you go. See, that's how you'd be.
Because I told Garrison, if we actually figured this out with an unnamed local radio station that doesn't love us very much. Just, I guess we're not their vibe, which is okay. It's okay. We have our place in the world, but they won't play both songs we send them. They will for some artists, but not for us. So I said, Garrett, if we want them to play the whole thing, we should just keep it glued together. So that's how that got there. Yeah.
So you had just said 8 songs, 12 songs. At what point do you decide like enough is enough? Like when does the tinkering stop and say, okay, this is the album, right? Because you literally, like I said, teed up the question. You went from 8 to 12 to 10. So at what point is the stopping of okay, we need to like here's what the final product will be. That you're good, that you feel. I'm sure compromises are made, but that at what point do you feel like I'm okay with this?
Verbatim, and I quote, I like the What She Never Wrote live track, so that can get knocked off. Followed by, fuck it, let's put the rest of it out on Friday.
Fair enough. That's simple.
Yeah. Because you get to the point to where you listen to it 137 times, plus you're playing live, plus you're trying to work on new material, plus you're like, well, you don't want to overproduce either. So you get to a point where it's like, okay, it's good. Some of them are like, what She Never Wrote, there is a studio track. It's probably in consideration good, but we have such high standards of ourselves trying to keep up and do better that we can never just quite get it where we want it. So that got pulled off and Mazzetti Western took its place because Mazzetti Western was originally, before that, was supposed to be for the next record.
Yeah, okay. We were quite happy with the NBC performance. So
that's out.
Yeah.
George Lucas, director of Star Wars, famously said, "Movies are never finished; they're abandoned."
Yeah, that
meaning at some point, if you sit here and you try and fix every little thing, it'll never get released, right?
Yeah, what did Noel Gallagher say?
You have to let it go.
What did Noel Gallagher say? If he knew how popular Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger were going to be, he would have never finished them.
Yeah. You mentioned writing new songs, so you also dropped earlier that there's an EP.
Yes, so there is 6 songs for the next album already recorded, not including a whole nother EP of 6 songs, totally separate things that were recorded in Colorado.
Okay. How do you feel or has the sound of Dutchman evolved? Is your interaction with is your Sugarloaf experience, has that colored things? Has that shifted things for you, or has it verified what you're doing?
It probably will for the projects after that, because the way the timeline works, so everything I recorded recorded in Colorado was then done being written end of last year, and then the other album songs were either knockoff tracks that we felt didn't fit best for this record or volume 3 or volume 2 that have been then updated to our liking or our sound of today.
Okay. So that is an option. That's something that's on the table is taking material that you kind of couldn't really make it work, but then taking another crack at it.
Yeah.
With knowing what we know now, in quotes, right? It's like, well, let's revisit this and see.
What She Never Wrote is probably the earliest song that's out. That was written in 2018.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And still not on an album.
Yeah. Maybe it needs to remain elusive forever as a, kind of your legendary, track that, doesn't get officially released.
That's what you start to wonder after a while.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's what you start to wonder after a while. Yeah.
Is it meant to only be a live thing, and that if people want to hear it, they got to go see it, which leads me into my one of my final questions as we wind down is what's on the horizon for you guys? Is touring going to be added to the schedule, or what is the formula for Dutchman going forward?
It's funny you ask that, Dean.
Yes.
So, in collaboration with the Sugarloaf team, a tour is being put together with their new-founded movie band, Sugarloaf Take Two, which will be starting in Denver this spring and making its way to the East Coast with us and them. Dates to be announced and, info to be announced later.
Wow.
And that's all I have.
I'll take it. Yeah, and let me say congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Now, O'Malley, you weren't here last year, so I'm going to give you the question that I gave these two gentlemen. I'm going to give you an opportunity to take.
I know your answer. Here's your moment that we warned you about.
You guys already blew it up for me?
We were talking, we were like, he's going to ask you this, and we know what your answers are going to be.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. Maybe he might change it just to change it. So I usually when I interview artists and performers, I just like to kind of, I think it helps give me a little and our listeners a little insight. So the question is, you're going out on tour. And we do not live in the digital age, so you cannot stream anything. You can only take 3 CDs or cassettes or vinyl albums with you to listen to. What 3 cassettes, vinyl, or CDs will you take with you to listen to while you're out on the road?
Wow. Well, recently I have been listening to a lot of post-Beatle solo albums, mostly Paul. But honestly, I think that wow, I didn't even know this until I just thought of it now. All Things Must Pass. I think that would definitely be one to go with me.
That's almost cheating. That's almost cheating because it's a triple album, but it does count as one. So there's one.
That's why I'm doing it. Let's see. I'd have to have a McCartney album, and I don't know which one is
McCartney 2, Temporary Secretary.
I tortured y'all enough with that one this past summer.
Pie.
Yeah, you know what?
Back to the Egg is good with Wings. A lot of people hate it.
If you were here to listen to all of us singing Arrow Through Me
all weekend.
I showed these guys that song last time I was here. I just throughout the entire way. Ooh, baby, you couldn't have done a worse thing to me. The entire weekend.
Yeah.
It's been great. But you know what? I'm gonna cheat again, and I'm going to do what is it? Wings Over America?
Yeah, that was
album
last year, I think.
That's gonna be another one. I think that covers my McCartney. So let's see, I got my George, got my McCartney. Oh man,
I feel like next is the Plastic Ono band.
Yeah, I'll skip everyone else.
Yeah.
Let's see for a third one. Now the thing is, I listen to some stuff these guys definitely do not.
King Gizzard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, listen to a lot of King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. Listen to Primus, hell, Sabrina Carpenter. Why not?
There you go.
Wow, a third. Oh Lord.
So you've got All Things Must Pass.
And the first album.
I think we said back. You said Wings Over. So All Things Must Pass, Wings Over America, and what's your third piece of music that is going to keep you occupied while you're on tour?
You know what? I'm gonna go a little off the radar with this one. I'm gonna say Wolfpack live at Madison Square Garden the first time.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's there. I was there for that show. I was way up in the nosebleeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did two of them.
But we're talking about the first one.
Not the second.
Not the second one. They just put out another live album from Madison Square Garden. But no, the first one, it was an independent label that sold out the Garden, and they're what do you call them? Kind of like lo-fi funk guys that can still bring crazy energy, and they're more of a collective than a band. There's 4 core members, but they bring in so many other people. There must have been 20 musicians all playing together, and it's plain and simple musicians who are passionate and amazing about everything that they do, everything they play, and then they all come together and make great music that just comes together like none other, and it really spans across like pure funk to really feel good stuff. And I just think it's I'm trying to go with 3 very broad albums, so I'll choose that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want these other 2 guys to feel left out. So Garrett and Connor, you can give me one more each. You can add one to your collection. So you've got 3 from last year. You can add one if things have changed or anything that's been a light bulb in the past year for you.
Gordon Lightfoot, Sundown.
Okay, nice.
We listened to an ungodly amount of Gordon Lightfoot in Colorado, and then proceeded when we got back a week later and played on CBS to play Sundown on TV.
Which went over very well.
Yeah, that went over very well.
It was heat.
Yeah, it was heat.
Garrett, do you concur, or are you going to add something different?
Oh, I concur. The heat was labeled.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I concur. That's a great pick. We listened to a lot of Lightfoot. Yeah, he's just phenomenal. We touched on Steely Dan. I really love Steely Dan. So Can't Buy a Thrill is probably my favorite of theirs, but I need like their whole discography.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, Can't Buy a Thrill. Yeah, that's a good album.
Can't Buy a Thrill started the whole thing off. I mean, just the guitar solo at the beginning of Reelin' in the Years.
Yeah.
The amount of times we played.
Yeah, we play that a lot. I go, Connor, play Reelin' in the Years.
Oh my God, it's insane. It's insane. All right, final thing. You mentioned that this album is coming out on vinyl.
We are in the works. All of our previous material as well as the new material. Well, the new material is mastered fresh, but all of our previous material is in the process of being remastered up to today's standards, because some of it's almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
As well as being remastered for vinyl. We're going to be I can't remember the company, to be honest with you, but we're partnering with a company to put everything out on vinyl.
Nice.
There will be physical copies. We have been offered from a very nice shop called Shock Vinyl in Milford, Delaware, near us. They said they would carry our vinyl.
Nice.
So we are going to have a couple solid copies sent over there, and then our online store, order as you please.
Super excited for that. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Big fan of physical media.
Yes.
Sounds better than streaming. We all know that anyway. But
plus if I have it, I can say it's mine.
Exactly. Yeah. Can't take it away.
Speaking of physical, this is just audio, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I would show you. I'll show you.
Yeah, you can show me.
I know you're getting.
Connor has gotten up and left, and he's digging through something.
I have left the band.
No, I'm leaving the band.
When?
No.
No.
Connor is looking for something.
I'm digging.
Yep, got it. He's got a vinyl. Got a piece of vinyl.
We got a very nice care package sent to us from the Sugarloaf team. So here's a signed vinyl from the Sugarloaf, the original Sugarloaf guys, that I was sent for Christmas from Stacy and Bob and all the other guys, as well as T-shirts.
Yeah, I saw the T-shirts on your. I saw the pictures from your performance. You guys were all decked out in the Sugarloaf.
T-shirts, pins, patches, stickers.
Wow, they're doing the merch right, Sugarloaf.
Yes, so I took the vinyl because I'm in charge. 51%.
Garrett got the hat.
Garrett,
there's a hat on.
We only got one signed vinyl, but everybody got a hat, a T-shirt, stickers, patches, pins.
Awesome.
They are super cool.
I'm glad we can do these long form podcasts because based off the performance, you would think that O'Malley over here is just a headbanger and he's just a really rough guy, but he's a sweetheart deep down.
Yeah.
Well, he as soon as he started saying George Harrison and Paul McCartney, any pretense that he was a headbanger kind of went by the wayside when his first 2 picks were Beatles.
And
you're tame.
And if I will, Dean, I will tip my hat. My Sugarloaf, I got a song, the story of Sugarloaf biopic hat to Mr. O'Malley, because he had to sit down and learn not only Connor Johnson's guitar parts, but he sat down and he learned how to play Bob Weber's parts.
He's the only human right now in this very moment as we speak. He's the only other human being that knows how to play that Bob Weber part.
Those parts are freaky. I love them.
Nice.
They're crazy.
That's awesome.
And
I couldn't be happier for you.
You'll see. We played on Delmar Life CBS again on Friday, this past Friday, and we played Mazzetti Western into Papa Frank a melody, and then played Springfield 78 live. And when you watch Papa Frank, we were going 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah,
fast.
It's so fast.
Tempo be damned.
Yeah.
We got to talk to Fez.
Yeah,
it was so funny that because we were worried, Ross was like. Because Ross, so we met Ross doing TV. He does the sound for WBOC CBS, NWRD NBC for Coast Life, where we played on last year as well, and will be later this year. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it on the track sheet what you guys were doing today," and he mixed and helped us do all the stuff for the album at Mid South Audio in Milton, Delaware. So he's like, he goes, how the hell is that going to work? He goes, you guys are going to write. He goes, that's pretty ballsy for you guys to give him that. But he's like, I saw it was only 4 minutes. And he was like, you guys played pretty fast. You made it work.
Made it work.
Sit back and watch. That's all you got to say. Sit back and watch us. We're gonna.
You ever seen Wayne's World, and it's the scene where they won't sell out and be corporate sponsors, but they have all this stuff. And that was us with the Sugarloaf stuff on. we were like, it's just really weird. People just do stuff for money. I'm not going to be a sellout sponsor. We're all wearing hats and T-shirts and stickers and pens.
Well, you guys are in it, so it's promotion. It's I don't know if it's shameless self-promotion. But it is promotion.
There's the funniest joke though, because you're like, "Oh my God, we're Garth right now. We're in all the Nike stuff."
It's enthusiasm.
It is, and guys, it is awesome. Like I said, I couldn't be happier for you guys that all the success that you guys are seeing and that's coming your way. It's just it makes me very thrilled because I'm looking forward to more stuff and you guys got out on tour. I'm hoping you'll come up this way. So I could come check you guys out, maybe meet you in person.
Oh, we should have. Where are you at? We were in Boston in July.
I'm in Connecticut, and you didn't text me.
Oh, I should have texted. I should have texted you. That's when I bought the Martin. Oh my!
You know what? You'll probably come to the New York area. I mean, I'm like I'm basically closer to New York than anything. So I'm sure you guys will be out here.
Yeah,
I'm begging them to go to Asbury Park so that I don't need to drive as much.
Yeah. There's a very nice picture of us in front of the Stone Pony. We have not played the Stone Pony.
But you were there.
But we were there, baby.
What count? You were there, though. We're going to drop links in the show notes to your website so people can get the updates from you guys. When your vinyl goes live, this way they can order it. I know you've got some other merch up there. You've got some hats and some shirts and whatnot. We'll also put a link to your Spotify. So they can also kind of check out, you've got a lot of your older stuff on there, but everybody go check out this album. I mean, it is just it flows really well. There's just got a lot of great material on there, a lot of great guitar work, a lot of great musicianship, which is really what kind of gets me going is hearing stuff that's well arranged. And I I'm really impressed by the strides that you guys are taking and making and keeping this type of music alive. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you so much. Shameless plug, Papa Frank. In under a month, 20,000 streams. Our Spotify today is, I think, 21,000, 22,000 monthly listeners, which is an ultimate high for us. So we have topped last year. Our job is done. We shall sit back and eat our cookies now. Seriously, we are very humbled and so thankful for all of our fans for sticking around and everybody new who's coming around, and Sugarloaf for just loving to love.
Absolutely, guys. Again, best of luck to you. To O'Malley, I'll give him a Connor. We'll give you a Connor for the end. We'll say Connor 2. Thank you so much for joining us.
Also known as Backseat Connor.
Oh boy. Garrett,
My last
Garrett,
impression's
friend,
gonna
great to
backseat
see you.
feds. He was there too.
That was fun. Yeah.
Garrett, it's great to see you again as well. Thank you for making the time, Garrett. And of course, Mr. Connor Johnson, thank you as well.
Absolutely, Dean. Always a pleasure.
For making the time. So again, I'm looking forward to hearing more. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I want to be in the theater and point and say, I know those guys. They're not. That's not Stevie Ray Vaughan's backing band. They're actually playing themselves. So
Yes,
I know that for a fact. So.
My hat will be on. The
They're
telly
real.
will be Rosewood.
You're gonna be pointing from the backstage, Dean.
And be sure, just to point out too, if you want a sneak peek of our time on the set of the movie, watch the official video for Papa Frank. You see some scenes of us on set performing on the stage with Sean Vady, one of the leads in the movie, playing Jerry Corbetta. He sat in with us for a live, funky Aslat rendition of On the Run.
Nice. So I'm gonna put a link in the show notes to that too. So I'll link the Spotify, your website, and we'll link directly to the YouTube video of Papa Frank, so people can see you guys in action as well.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. You're a blessing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
My
that's
wife
gonna do
says
it.
I am a character.
Yes, you are. and
All the
we
sideburns.
I look forward to us catching up again and getting another. Like I said, in about a year, we'll reconvene for a gear update. So make sure you're keeping good tabs on everything. Making sure you're writing down all your purchases and your wish list, so we can reconvene and talk about that as well, guys.
Good to me.
Yes, sir.
That's going to do it for this episode of the 3324 podcast. If you're new to us and you want to follow within your podcast provider, there's a little follow button. You could just hit that. That'll let you know when new episodes like this come out. I'll give you a hint. It's every Thursday, but you'll get a gentle tap on the shoulder if you follow us. And you can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, and or YouTube. If you have any questions, comments, you want to talk to Dutchman, ask us a question, I'll send it over, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy to answer it and oblige it. So for Connor number 1, for Connor number 2, and for Garrett, this has been Dean. We'll catch you on the flip side.
You've been listening to the 3324 podcast with Dean Legiro and Eric Kuber. You can find us on your favorite podcast provider, so please like, subscribe, and rate to become a part of the 3324 family. Your feedback is important, so make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at 3324 podcast and on Twitter at 3324p to join the conversation.